messages. New Brunswick sardine fillets, boneless, ready to eat. And filled with all new flavors. Brunswick sardine fillets are giving sardines a new vibe.
Are you experiencing problems with marriage, family, job, etc.? Astrologer Shivraj Ji is a world-famous astropalmist. He is an expert in bringing back your loved ones, removal of bad luck, negative energy, evil spirits. Guaranteed results in days, no matter what your problems are. Call 339-9922 for appointments.
Are you having sore throat, fever, coughing, headache, or runny nose? Take Cetamol Cold and Flu day or night. Ask your pharmacist for Cetamol Cold and Flu and get back to the happier you.
At the Trinidad Express newspapers, we're always holding power to account, safeguarding your interests and giving you a voice. In a thriving democracy, it's our role, and we take it seriously. The Express, the national newspaper of Trinidad and Tobago.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Marlon Hopkinson. As always, welcome to another program of the On the Tape on TV6 on this very wet, cold,
Soaking.
damp, soaking afternoon in Trinidad and Tobago. But all the same, welcome. I hope that, the floodwaters have subsided. And I hope that all of your relatives are safe, can be accounted for, and that your homes have begun to dry in some situations, because I know that some homes have been inundated by the floods, all right? Yeah. With me, as always, is the Superintendent of Police, Roger D. Alexander.
I have been placed in a calm environment.
In a calm environment?
Yes.
This environment is calm?
I'm hoping so. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Are you glad to be in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, Superintendent, I want you
Tell her.
this afternoon to speak to our young men out there,
Wow.
and not in an adversarial tone, but I think that someone needs to speak to our young men to really tell them that what they are doing is not really good for themselves, for their relatives,
For country.
what they are doing they are destroying families all across the place.
Destroying image.
Yeah, and just speak to them. This cannot be the way, because I want to tell people out there, some of the video that we have on the program today, it's quite disturbing, it's troubling, it is giving me the perception, notice what I said, it's giving me the perception that things are out of control, that things are on the decline. It gives me the perception also that the mechanisms that are in place to control this kind of criminal activity, it's not working. I remember years ago, you had a situation where there were 8 murders in one weekend. And if I remember well, a state of emergency was announced because of 8 murders. Now we're seeing drive-by shootings where 6 people are being shot and wounded. Not would have died, but all the same, it's a drive-by shooting. We're seeing a number of murders occurring on certain days. And to me, there's this level of nonchalance, if I do say so myself. All right? And I think that the messages that we are We are hearing, sometimes, it's not all of the time that we're hearing messages, but the messages we are hearing, the assurances that we are being given, it's not having a lot of weight and impact. And something has gone awry, and something is out of control in this place. And you know what? For those of you who don't believe me, the videos that we will show a little later will bear me out. And it should be of concern to everyone. And as I said, some sort of message has to be sent to our young men that, fellas, stop now, stop, stop. It has to stop. Will you stop? Stop for a little while. Stop for a little while. Let's reflect on what is happening, and let's try to resolve whatever bad blood is out there, whatever tensions are out there. Let's try to keep things down.
If the population, Mr. Hopkinson, had no access to guns,
Yeah.
what do you think the situation would have been like?
If who didn't have guns? The criminal element?
Yeah, if there was not so easy access to have firearms, illegal guns on the nation's streets.
But I can tell you that some of the heinous crimes that we are seeing that are being committed, I can tell you that we would not be experiencing such crimes.
Right.
But we may have been experiencing a different type of crime.
Right. Then the question must be asked to the youth. When someone gives you an option, go and kill that man. Is it that you had a choice?
I guess not.
Did you have no choice? But hear what I'm saying, eh? A man will say he had no choice. But then, from the time freedom is given to you, going to the scene, you could make one, you know. At that stage, you can make a choice, eh? Whether to carry out the act or not. Sometimes we ask the youths, what is the purpose of the warfare? And then don't know the reason for the warfare. Well, we's Rasta, and them is six, and so they go in, you know what I mean? And what do you mean by use Rasta? And what do you mean by use a six? How does that put value to you and gives you the power to shoot persons and kill persons? Men who you used to go to school with, who used to be by you sitting, eating, drinking. Saw a lady, son was shot, and she was saying, they kill him, they kill him. And she said she used to, when she cooking food long time, everybody eating. And now it's warfare. How it is in Trinidad, it has become so easy for us to no longer appreciate life. No respect for the elderly. No respect for religion or even God, Jehovah, Jah. Call it what you want. No respect at all. So then how could we have respect for each other when simple things move us and bring us to that violent state? Where as soon as I mashed Marlon Sneakers, he's going to come back and to shoot at me. I might be in the presence of 4, 5, 6 persons. It doesn't matter. Kill them all if you get the opportunity. Smash all of them. I am so proud sometimes to see persons graduate now. And all I'm telling myself is this. Sometimes you're looking at them and saying, I'm hoping that this is stage 1 of your journey. Sometimes persons will want to give up on the first occasion, some people continue on. Obstacles in the way, moving them aside, jumping over them, as the case may be, to get to your journey. Not climbing on top of each other, but helping persons to come up. Because it is easier to have friends to the top than to be lonely. This never-ending ladder that you have, you keep on going. Using whatever experiences that you have, the good, the bad, or the indifferent, to try to change persons' lives. That task is becoming very difficult, because what we're about to show you this evening, you will see persons' intentions sometimes in their behaviors. One where a man was shot for a gold chain, another one, a man was shot in a bomb. And it continues. And then to this evening, as I speak, the persons at St. Augustine, Valsine South, they are putting mechanisms in place as I speak to treat a number of persons who's coming in there and stealing their cars, Mr. Hopkinson. And when they've done steal the cars, you know what they're doing? They're putting the cars on a chat and charging persons to come and purchase it. It's like an auction. Starting at 1,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, sold for 10,000. You see?
The highest bidder.
The highest bidder on a chat. Person's property. So sometimes a man is looking at his car being auctioned off. The question is, when will it end? Who will try to end it? If you have the answer, let me know. I won't stand by.
Well, it has to end some way. And I don't know if it is that the time is now for some level of discussion that, I don't want to say community leaders, because that has a very bad name in our mouths. Persons with influence go into the communities and sit down with our young men and have a discussion with them. Maybe that will work. Maybe we need to tell them that, you know, there is a future for them. Maybe we need to tell them that they need to think about their families, their mothers and fathers and grandmothers, and their entire family and their children before they engage in such activity. Maybe we need to tell them that what they are facing right now, you have two options. It's either jail or death. I know that some of them have accepted that, you know, right? But I don't want to give the impression that the time for discussion is over.
No, it's not. It's something that can never be over. Once we have something lingered in society, we are expected to come up with solutions. No, I'm not going to address who I think should come up with the solutions. Law enforcement has initiatives that we put in place to treat the things, and that is where we are. You see? We continue to drive, we continue to push citizens to be part of this initiative for them to have a better understanding of what is happening. And because of this program too, we have discussed things that persons were not aware of. So now they have a better understanding. So, where I'm sitting at this time is this small person. If the young men in society, from their own eyes, have not seen the consequences of gang and gang-related activity, then we have a society of young men who is blinded either by the money, blings, or things. I cannot think about any other. Why it is a man is so strong now in society when he's given the AR-15 or a pistol? Why is he given the opportunity to not have it home in his house but could leave it at the neighbor's residence? Why is the neighbor so willing to have that in her house or his house? Why is the gang person not keeping it at his residence and putting other person's life at risk? Is the fridge for Christmas, or the deep freeze, or the stove, or the barbecue pit enough to keep you supporting the persons involved in crime? Is that enough? We want for Christmas and take a swimming pool, yes, by Diana swimming pool. Swimming pool comes. So then that gives me an opportunity now to hush. I could no longer discuss anything because I was given something to keep me at bay. Is what I wanted. I requested that. Members of the public, I could only stand here as a law enforcement officer and be honest. Now some people don't like my honesty and probably wants me to come here and pretend. But there is my organization who has been chastised, my organization who have been accused of not working and all these things, when the evidence speaks to it differently.
I am a bit concerned not only about the killings, but I am also concerned about the deafening silence. And to me, that is worrying, that is troubling to me, because it is giving people the impression that this silence means that persons have given up, and those who are carrying out these acts now have the permission to do what they want. That's what this silence is saying to me. There is no pushback or to me any sort of public. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes, but to me there is no public action that I have seen thus far to prevent incidents such as these.
You see, whenever laws change or decisions are made in a court of law, sometimes you need persons to come out and explain it to members of the public, right? Because talking to me, coming from me, they often call me and ask me questions and I will try to answer. A lot of persons have taken this bail situation to a different level. Whether persons can access or not, they are looking at that as a disadvantage to the citizen. So, sometimes we need someone to come out and probably explain it to members of the public so they'll have a better understanding of it. And to include the human rights aspect and all of this. But citizens are thinking that they are at a disadvantage because persons who commit a murder can now have access to bail. Is it? And sometimes these are the things that we need to always talk to members of the public and explain to them how the system works, because some persons just believe in one thing and one thing only. So you have to share with them how scenarios change, how the world is changing, how the laws are changing, and who made the decision to have all of these things placed in the public domain for the public to have an understanding. You see?
I do not like the direction in which I see that we as a country is going. That is just me. You can disagree. You're free to disagree. But 550. I do not like the direction in which we are going. I think it is a backward step. It is not forward thinking. It is not in the right direction. In the forward direction I would like to see things. But that's just me. I really don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say?
But I will not say more.
Yeah.
We do have some videos for you.
Yeah. So the first one, a man sitting in a store in Princeton,
Conducting business.
conducting lawful business. And here he comes. Can we change the partner? I can't tell you. And he was shot.
And he's gone.
Members of the public, a man on live television was just shot for a gold chain. Take a look again. Pass your chain, my brethren. Members of the public, and for those who have eyes to see, gun violence continue to harm us, continues to affect us. Gun violence continues to take the statistics of Trinidad and Tobago at a different level. Anybody with information, or anybody you know have information, encourage them to call the nearest police station, 555-800 tips, call the 999 police emergency line. Again, anybody who have information or know of anyone who have information, feel free to call. You just saw a man shot at his business place. It seems to be for a gold chain. And then, yesterday, while this program was going on, I looked at it. And I said, I didn't mention it just yesterday. This is a Yui Gate Boy Bar. Yui Gate Boy Bar. Take a look at this. Members of the public, you just witnessed a man shot to death by two assailants who walked into a bar. Call the other man, signal the plane, and a man was shot. Take a look at the persons on the other side. There was nowhere to go for these persons. Had these gunmen changed or turned their firearms in a different direction, a number of persons would have been shot and killed in that bar. This is another situation involving gun and gun violence. When we look at other countries outside, a lot of countries making decisions with respect to gun and gun violence. As Marla was saying, probably the time has come. End of the day, gun and gun violence in Trinidad and Tobago, Marla, must be discussed at a different level.
All right, we're moving on. We still do have about 2 minutes. All right, we do have an RTA.
Yeah. Now, to the public, you want to see a level of dishonesty, and let me say this, Marla does say something every day. People have been calling my phone and asking me, about, before we go, Ms. Jackie, about RTAs, cars have been bouncing into them, damaging their car, and when they go to make a report at the station, the other party didn't come. And when they go to the insurance is giving them a different episode. And they don't want me to discuss this insurance thing because for whatever reason, like you can't be honest with members of the public. When you're honest, you have a problem. Some persons don't like your honesty, so they want you to come here and probably say what they want to hear, but it's not always that way. And I tell persons this, you pay for insurance because you need it to be on the nation's road. Pay attention to your fine print. And you have to ask a number of questions. So let me ask you this since I'm concerned, so we could go after the break without arguing. If you get yourself involved in a road traffic accident, so someone hits your car and drive away, you didn't get the opportunity to get a vehicle number, or even sometimes the make of the vehicle because of the situation you were involved in. And you go to the station and make a report. And then you go and report it to your insurance agency. And they are telling the person who called me this morning that there's a level of difficulty because the other person didn't come and make the report. I am saying they want the person to go to some place where they think that this person would have been insured, but I don't want to say, hey, listen,
I don't have time for that.